So what we will do now is we will walk up to the first level where they have made the exhibition displays, which at one time were jails and also the administrative offices. But I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that the view from here is exhilarating, really exhilarating. See it. So from this part of the fort, you can see Fort Aguada. You can also see the Raj Bhavan, and between that is the mouth of River Mandovi. That is where all the ships came in. Today, you can also see Miramar Beach, which is used for boat cruises. Ladies and gentlemen, I am walking on the wall of the Reis Magos fort. You can see how beautifully fortified it is. And there was a time to defend it, the soldiers would be running helter-skelter here, carrying ammunition and taking positions. Behind me, you can see this cute little house which has got a lovely staircase. And this was the place where the captain of the fort, or possibly those governors who are going to Portugal after relinquishing their post here, or those people, they were staying over here. But whatever it is, right now it displays the actual model of this entire fort. But before that, let us go to that bastion, because there something exciting had happened. When I come to the end of this walkway, I reach this place, a ramp, which you can see is very smooth down, but it has got steps on either side. The reason why this is like this is because they would roll the cannons from here while the soldiers would be walking from there. And how the cannons were rolled, or why they were rolled, let us see, because they are all placed here. The cannons were rolled up and they were kept at these points. Now, you will see that they have made a masonry structure to keep the cannons for display. But earlier, they were on this wooden structure, and today the wheel is in front over there. It had wheels on either side and they would be rolled up. This bastion has got amazing history, because this gentleman, Mr. Prabhakar Sinari, who came here, or who was asked, his duty was to throw the garbage out. He came here and he jumped out. Look how deep it is. Today they have got a glass. Do not put your head out because you may lose balance. And you will see how deep this place is, where Prabhakar Sinari made the attempt to escape from the jail, from the clutches of Portuguese, and from Reis Magos fort. This is the guard house. From here, the guard would look out into the open spaces from here and keep an eye on the enemy. This always protruded out. This is a partisan. It always protruded out because from here I can see the side of the fort without the enemy knowing that I was looking at him. So in this place, you have got this model over here, which tells us how they refurbished it and restored the fort that once was built here by the Portuguese in 1541. Here, there are a lot of panels. You can see how they did it year-wise, and you'll be enlightened. But for that, it's much better Albuquerque started to come out of the Mormugua harbor either to escape or to take on the Indian ships. And there were 11 Indian ships outside, including the then aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. But the ship that took head on with NRP Afonso Albuquerque is INS Betwa. Today we have got INS Betwa, a new ship. I had the privilege of going on board that, but what they have done is the plate, the brass identity plate of this is moved on to the new INS Betwa. INS Betwa took on NRP Afonso Albuquerque and there was a battle. One of the shots hit NRP Afonso Albuquerque, it started listing and then it turned around and came and beached at the place where today stands the Cidade de Goa. On Waingini beach, it beached over there. And do you know, ladies and gentlemen, what happened? 4 years later, this ship, NRP Afonso Albuquerque, which was lying there, was auctioned for 7.7 lakhs. Today, sadly, we don't have any piece of that ship in the Museum of Goa. Hope there is somewhere in the Navy museums, we can ask them and display it over here. This panel tells us about the heroic deed of INS Betwa when it fought NRP Afonso Albuquerque on 18th of December between 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Here we see a photograph of a handlebar moustache gentleman. His name is Prabhakar Vittal Prabhu Sinari. One day, when he got the duty of throwing the garbage outside the fort, this man and his friend jumped over the bulwark over here and they tried to escape. Sadly, they got caught. And finally, when he was taken into the hospital, he jumped out of the window, hid under the bridge over there and escaped. These are the stories that you can get to see at this place where the Directorate of Archives has displayed and made this gallery so that our children can be inspired. So from that hall, we have now come to another hall which displays Mario Miranda's cartoons. Let's go and see those cartoons because they put a beautiful smile on whoever looks at them. So ladies and gentlemen, we have now seen the top area, the upper area of the fort. And you can see I'm walking down this majestic stairway. There are two of them, one this side, one that side, acting like barriers, where the soldiers would be walking down here to guard the bastions that are down there and to shoot at the ships that were coming inside. You must come here and walk down this. Don't try to walk it up. It's too tiring. Just get into the main gate. In this particular fort, The Directorate of Archives has created such a beautiful ambience over here that you can have parties, you can have a nice function over here overlooking the beautiful river Mandovi. There are two places here where you can set up your buffets, you can set up your entertainment programs, and then it has got a wonderful platform like plinth down here where you can enjoy. And what better setting than the wonderful Mandovi river as your background. In the evening, there is amazingly a pleasant breeze going on over here, and the sunset, ethereal. Ethereal. You must come here not for a party, but to see what this amazing fort is all about. All I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I am enjoying every bit of time that I am over here. And what am I looking at? For the time being, I am looking at the Raj Bhavan. I am looking at the Aguada Sandbar. My Goem brings you some of those aspects about Goa that bring back memories. I am sure you would like to come with your children, your grandchildren here and relive those days where you played on the beach down there. Today, Reis Magos Fort is something much more than that. You can take back memories, you can take back the inspirations that our freedom fighters and Mario Miranda has left as our stories in pictures about being Goans, being a Goenkar. So my appeal to all of you, please come over here and see that wealth that we have over here kept by the Directorate of Archives. Every fort, wherever it may have been, it always provided for fresh water, because you never knew when that fort was going to be encircled by enemy and you didn't have water to drink. In this fort, hardly about 20-25 meters away, you have a well which has got fresh water. Always remember, when an enemy wanted to take over a fort, the first thing that he did was he poisoned the fresh water, and they protected this with their lives. So here in this particular fort, you have a freshwater well. This place, nice and curvy, was used to place the cannon, but right now it has been beautifully utilized for this exhibition of old photographs. And mind you, looking at these photographs, you will be surprised how beautiful our Panji, our old Goa, and even places like Sattari and all those areas are being. You must come over here because this is something put up here for you. Next time you all come down to Goa, or if you are already in Goa, come here. It's amazing what information you will take from here. Now, I will just leave you to see the photographs and the postcards. Ladies and gentlemen, you must appreciate the way these Portuguese, when they constructed the fort, what they did for protection. Now, we term it as military engineering, but this was all to protect the fort. Now, I want you to see this part over here. Why did they have this? It's wide over here and it is very narrow over here, because when you look from this point, you can see the people who are approaching the fort from the lower. So ladies and gentlemen, we have gone around this fort and we have come down here to the office where they have an amazing curio shop. And here, let us speak to the manager of the place, Mr. Vibhav, and the program officer, Aisha. So let us find out from Vibhav. Vibhav, are you happy with the number of people that are coming here?
Yes, it's actually beautiful. It's good to see a lot of people coming over here. And I wish that more and more students come over here, get the opportunity to see the fort, because as this is being one of the first forts of Goa.
In fact, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful message going out to all the schools. Why don't you put a visit to Reis Magos and the other forts on your academic calendar and bring your children over here. Now, talking about children, as a program officer, Aisha has something to offer to all of you.
We are looking at promoting the fort as a cultural and arts center. So we are opening out a stage for youngsters who would like to perform weekends, weekdays, whenever they want during the fort hours for the people who come here. It's to showcase their talent. Also, we would invite students of art to have exhibitions here, of course, as we need proper permissions. But then if you all come forward, we can take it forth. To add to this, we have already started taking steps towards, making a cultural and art center. We have screenings and slideshows related to different arts. Mostly Fridays. Every Friday, we have either a screening or a slideshow, curated by Apurva Kulkarni.
You can also follow us on our pages on Facebook and also Instagram, Reis Magos Fort.
And what's the website ID?
www.reismagosfort.com.
You can't get a better invitation than that. Ladies and gentlemen, schools, headmasters, headmistresses, principals, note this. If your children have got talent, they have the space. So please, take this opportunity, and we will say thanks and a bye-bye to Aisha and to Vibhav for an amazing journey. And I'm sure that after looking at this particular episode of Reis Magos Fort on My Goem on Prudent, you will not waste time, because whichever the holidays, start your car, start your bike, get your children over here. Thank you, Aisha bhai. Thank you, Vibhav, and it is thanks to a good friend of mine, Mr. Varat Sabnis, and the director of archives for allowing us to shoot all these particular things, to get it just for you, because you are sitting in your homes. Please come and visit these forts. So ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of one of the episodes regarding the forts of Goa. And here you have seen how beautiful this fort Reis Magos is. Named after the three kings and the church next door, the fort is calling out to you. Please come, see it. Now, Goa is changing. There is a need for us to preserve the heritage, preserve that Goenkar pond that we had. So, I'm not going to say anything more. If you want anything from your end to be covered by My Goem, you see an email over here. Please write to us. And if you have anything, let us know about this. But whatever happens, Goa belongs to you, belongs to me, belongs to us. My Goem brings this to all of you. And for this episode, signing off.